Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. On this channel, we spend our time looking at fantasy of all sorts, from books to movies to video games, and looking at the characters and objects within and applying them to the game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Today, we're going to be having a look at a Disney character, specifically the princess Pocahontas from the self-titled movie, and from American history. However, we're focusing on the Disney character because it's a fantasy game and this is a fantasy character. Now, keep something in mind, that in the movies, Pocahontas is shown to be a regular person, Native American, as well as having no particular magic or anything like that. But because this is D&D, we're going to be taking some artistic liberties and making sure that she has all the abilities that she needs to be a fully fledged character in the game. So keep that in mind. Pocahontas, I don't know her exact age in the movie, but given the fact that she is shown having a relationship with an adult man, and I'd like to avoid that historical situation, I'd made her 18. It makes sense. Her height is approximately 5'7", she's reasonably tall, and her weight's about 115 pounds with that slender figure. She has brown eyes, copper skin, and dark black hair. Now, as far as her class goes, because she has so much connection to nature, it only made sense to make her a druid, and I made her a druid of the land. I also felt that it was reasonable that she would have the spells commune with nature, because she's able to commune with nature spirits very easily, especially given that grandmother willow tree. So in order to give her the spells she needed, I actually made her level 10, a very powerful druid character. Her race is a wood elf. Again, you could make her human, but wood elves have a lot of abilities that Pocahontas seems to wield. So again, it made sense to make her this race. Her background is folk hero, known as the daughter of the chief, and well known in her village. So folk hero seemed like a good background. And her alignment is chaotic good. She doesn't really follow the rules, but she does everything she can to keep the peace and stop people from doing bad things. Now her stats. She is a little stronger than the average person. I gave her a strength of 12. Her dexterity is absolutely fantastic. 18 was the number I gave her. Her constitution is 10. She's not shown to take any hard hits or anything in the movie. Her intelligence is 10. Even though she has a great sense for the wilderness, her wisdom we'll talk about in a second, she's not well educated because she grew up in a tribal setting. However, her wisdom is absolutely phenomenal. I gave her an 18 for that as well. And her charisma is 12. I figured that she would have a little more charisma than the average person, charming folks and just making them want to trust her. Now, because this is D&D, we have to put her in some form of armor and weapons, so I put her in leather armor, and I gave her a standard quarterstaff as her weapons because I figured that animal skins and a walking stick made most sense for a nature druid like her. Her AC is 15 because of that. Her speed is 35, since she is a wood elf, and they have a higher speed. Her hit points are 50, and because she's a wood elf, she does have some of their traits. She's got the dark vision, of course, the trance ability that they have so that she doesn't have to sleep, the mask of the wild, allowing her to hide in plain sight, and the natural recovery that she gets from being a druid also helps out. She has the land stride, making it much easier for her to traverse. And then Nature's Ward and Primal Companion. I put Primal Companion in there because I wanted her to be able to commune with nature to the point that she would have animal companions with her at any time she wanted. So I stole Primal Companion and just kind of gave it to her on the side. As a druid, her saving throws are dexterity and wisdom. And she has several skill proficiencies. I gave her a bit extra considering the fact that she is a Disney character. She's proficient in acrobatics and animal handling, athletics, insight, nature, perception, stealth, and survival. All skills that make sense for her. Now, given the D&D setting, she speaks Common, Elvish, and Sylvan, again, with nature. She is skilled with bows and then with natural improvised weapons. She would be great with a rock or a stick, and I feel like having that proficiency would give her some extra damage with any nature weapon she can pick up. She wears light armor, obviously. And then as far as her tools are concerned, I gave her proficiency in water vehicles, since she knows how to use a canoe like a master, as well as painting tools and herbalism tools, given her background and some of the songs that she sings talking about painting. She also carries an herbalism kit and a painter's kit with her, as well as a components pouch for her magic. She also is going to have a magical item, but we'll talk about that in just a second. As far as her druid spells go, because she's a level 10 druid, she has a lot of magic. I tried to make it make the most sense because I didn't want her to just be casting spells out to hurt people, but I wanted her to have full control of nature. Her cantrips, she has 4 of them. She has guidance, makes sense given the nature spirits, druidcraft, shillelagh, and resistance. All decent cantrips that she can use to help her out. You can imagine her just asking the nature spirits to help her, which is kind of how druids use magic anyway. Her level 1 spells, she has 5. Animal Friendship, because obviously. Goodberry, Long Strider, and Jump, because she seems to have a superhuman acrobatic and running ability in the movies, as well as Speak with Animals. She has 5 level 2 spells. Bark Skin, Spider Climb, Animal Messenger, Locate Animals or Plants, and Pass Without Trace. Plenty of stuff that you could see her using in the movies. She has 6 level 3 spells, and some of them you have to stretch a little bit. Tongues, remember when she suddenly knew how to speak English to John Smith? Makes sense, right? Call Lightning. You never see her quite do it, but the idea that she could call lightning from a storm is not that far-fetched. Plant Growth, Conjure Animals, Speak with Plants, think Grandmother Willow, and Clairvoyance, because she uses nature to guide her. She has 4 level 4 spells as well. Divination, Freedom of Movement, Conjure Woodland Beings, and Locate Creature. All things that she could use the nature spirits to help her with. And finally, she has 2 5th level spells, Tree Stride and Commune with Nature. Really maxing out that nature connection. She just goes all out on that. Now there's one magical item that I wanted to give her. Specifically, this is a magic item that John Smith gave her. His compass. John Smith's compass is shown, literally when it's enchanted, to show her the way to whatever destination she wants. So, I made John Smith's compass an uncommon magic item. Once per day, it allows you to cast clairvoyance, and the compass points at whatever destination you want to go to. It's just a standard clairvoyance item. It shows you, and then the next day you can use it again. I thought that was a good addition to Pocahontas' character, but you could give that magic item to anybody, really. Pocahontas is a strong druid, one which has a lot of magic, and in any campaign where you're in a forest or in the fields or anywhere really that nature is abundant, as long as you're not in an urban setting or the Underdark or something like that, Pocahontas would be a phenomenally powerful ally for any characters or any party to have with them. Well, this has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review, having a look at the Disney princess Pocahontas. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe down below. And if you want to see more, I'm going to be bringing more Disney characters to the channel in the future, so keep your eyes out for that. Have a good one, my friends.